Hello and welcome back. So today, a little bit of an update on Rezolve AI, RZLV. This, of course, this is the conversational AI company transforming the retail experience, making lots of things happening, going from a standstill to now reporting recently $70 million in annual recurring revenue with contracts that they now have in place. So this is quite impressive. Just 2 months ago when we last spoke about Rezolve, it was at 50 million. Now we're at 70 million. This company was at next to nothing in 2024. So things are lighting up. The product is starting to move and customers are using it. So Rezolve AI is now indicating that they are installed on over 40 million consumer platforms or with consumers throughout the world and 16 million active monthly users. This is a big deal for a company that makes their money on subscriptions to retailers, retail transactions. They get a piece of the business that flows through their platform, annual contract fees and the like. So things are starting to look really good for Rezolve AI, yet the stock seems to still be mired in that $2 range. And this is, of course, down dramatically from when this company went IPO just in 2024. Remember, they have key partnerships with both Microsoft and Google. So lots of interesting things. So let's just recap again. London-based Rezolve AI, transforming using artificial intelligence, the retail experience, moving away from chatbots to actually a conversational AI. And they've got their brain commerce, their brain checkouts, their brain assistant products, and it's starting to catch. They're gaining momentum, and momentum is a big thing in this business. So you'll recall that the company's goal was to go from basically a standstill or nothing to $100 million in annual recurring revenue in 2025. So if we're already sitting at 70 million and it's still the first half of the year, things are really on track with this company, and it's not getting a lot of attention, which means it's a great opportunity for us to take a closer look at it and gobble up some shares if you like the company, you like the risk, and be ready for that big upside swing. One other thing before we take a look at the fundamentals is, remember, insider ownership is huge here. We're looking at about 38%. There's a lot of big hedge funds that are invested in Rezolve AI. So there's a lot of hope and expectation, and you're investing your money along with the big players and management as well. Let's take a look at those fundamentals and see how they line up for us. A little bit of a recap again before we touch on market cap, price movement, and the like. Founded in 2016, went public in August of 2024, and at a price of about the first trade was at $10.90 US per share. When you contrast that now with a company with a share price of about $2.01 a share, you've got huge opportunity. I know they've had some cash raises that the shares have been diluted a little bit, but they've also wiped out a considerable amount of debt, and they've bolstered the financial statements with yet more cash, as they did in a debt to equity conversion back in December, and then took out another bank line for another $30 million to grow the business as necessary during the year. And growing is what they are doing. So the financial statements look pretty solid. And again, this company reports a little differently than what U.S. investors are used to on a quarterly basis. It's kind of a semi-annual basis. And then the first half results will probably come out sometime in early to mid-September, where we'll get another big peek at this. So they've got ample access to cash. Revenues are flowing and jumping rapidly. They're also involved with the integration of crypto, which is also a pretty interesting thing, as crypto is gaining steam across the globe, and customers will be able to utilize crypto for purchases on their retail platform. Analysts are calling for between $5.65 and $6 a share on the company, some as high as $10, some as low as $4. But when you're sitting at $2 a share, that provides a huge opportunity for Rezolve AI. And just like companies like SoundHound and Cerence, and we'll cover those soon as well and provide updates, Rezolve in the conversational AI, the AI in general, interactive AI, these companies are all well off their highs, which presents interesting opportunity. And for a company, Rezolve AI, which is approaching that $100 million in annual recurring revenue, it looks like an opportune time and vastly underpriced compared to SoundHound. I know I dare compare to SoundHound, but we got to compare ourselves to something. As for me, I am continuing to acquire Rezolve AI and build up an already sizable stake to even more. I think this has a big future ahead of it. And for a company that really is advancing in kind of machine learning technology and gaining a lot of momentum and traction, this looks to be undervalued, inexpensive, and providing us with a nice path to growth in our portfolios. Let me know what you're doing, what you think, and drop me a comment below, and we'll talk again soon.